Miniaturization is important to the world today because it allows globalization to spread like wildfire, enables people to be connected worldwide, entertains all people, and also enables inventors of new technology to create a superior product.
In today's society, means of communication can be found in a person's back pocket. Computers and telephone modernization have become integrated into human lives.
Oh God, I think I was like 15.
I was 8.
I got my first cell phone in 1999. I was kind of late to it. It was tiny.
I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 16 when I got my license.
Big blue Nokia phone, like it was a massive like block like carry around. It was probably about yay long. It was probably about this big, like square around kind of. It was huge. And I remember like sticking it in my book bag and then taking it.
It's like an all black phone. It had like you had to pull the antenna out of it, and then you had to flip it open, and then you had to like actually know the number. I don't know how to screen for it or whatever it's called nowadays. So you can look it up and save it. So that's what I had.
Communication is now accessible to the youngest of generations, including elementary school children. Not only is it tangible to all people of different ages, it holds no limits to social status. Communication is not the only evolving technology today.
I was in the 5th grade only because I started doing extracurriculars, and so other parents had jobs, and it was like, okay, we need to figure out where you go, what time you're going home. So they actually gave me a cell phone. It wasn't mine, but yeah, it was a phone.
No, Laserdisc.
Laserdisc?
Yeah, my dad's Laserdisc.
Okay.
Oh, like vinyl records.
Vinyl
you mean?
records?
Okay, yeah, vinyl records. Then 8-track tapes.
My dad had those little have tapes. You had to put a tape in it. You can run with it and walk with it. Yeah. It was like all yellow headbands. That was so cool.
Mainly I use iTunes. Yeah, and iPod and download iTunes.
I have an iTouch.
I used to put on Pandora.
Okay.
Or XM.
Kindergarten.
I said kindergarten.
Oh God, it's not like it is now. It's not like it is now. It was more simple. It was simpler than it is now. Now it's more complex.
It was a Macintosh Plus that you had to load the program in and then load the disk in to work on the documents. Like it didn't even have enough thing to hold programs. You had to do the program disk and the storage disk. Yeah, it was Macintosh.
5. When I have my laptop and at home, my home, there's a desktop and 2 laptops.
I live on email.
Via email and text message.
Text message.
I got a smartphone, so it's like my own computer in my pocket plus my laptop. Making everything smaller.
Taking something that does the same thing and making it smaller.
Okay. Thanks. That's what we're doing.
Sometimes it's a really nice thing, when we're out there on the soccer field and I forgot the camera and something really cool is happening, but sometimes I'm also a little worried about what that kind of instant being able to take pictures can do.
I think it's great, like for good purposes. It saves the time and hassle of having to go get film developed and things like that. But it can also be an invasion of privacy, I guess, in some aspects.
Save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play.
I do a lot of sending. I have a son in Maui, so he sends me pictures on my phone. I send him pictures on his phone, and actually
tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it.
Well, I'm German, so all my family is still in Germany. Every weekend I Skype. So no phone bills, instant video messaging, video camera with them. I can see my nephew grow up, I can talk to my parents. Would not have been possible 4 years ago. My phone bills were horrendous. And before that, you know, it was letters, so it would take a week at least to get some communication back and forth.
That's really
In the last 20 years, I would say with cell phones, you know, you can call them on the road and things like that. You can send an email just to catch up, text message, things like that.
Technologic. Technologic.
I think one of the biggest differences, because I was taking a lot of pictures back then as well, is that I would think more carefully about what I take a picture of, because I would know I only have 36 or 42 exposures on the film, so you know there's none of that heavily snipping away. And now you just take the pictures and then you sort through it later. Like we went to Iceland a couple of summers ago and we came back with over 2,000 pictures. Most of them not particularly wonderful, but you know, it kind of gives you much more of a detail. This is what we did all day long and more of a record. But in terms of distributing it, you would have to think more carefully about what's worth spending all that time and energy on. You know, if I take the picture, develop it, put it in an envelope, send it off, you think 2 or 3 times about whether that story, whether that picture is really worth sending. Not really an issue any longer. So there's a flip side to that as well, of course, you know. That means there's potentially a lot of useless information that gets sent to various and sundry people, and they then have to dig through it and decide what is worth looking at.